Hi, Bryony. So nice to see you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled. It's so nice to be interviewed by a friend.
Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. Um, okay, so did you always want to be a makeup artist?
Yeah, I think I did. I mean, ever since I was young, I was having this conversation with my friend the other day, and she was like, "You do know you've always wanted to be a makeup artist?" I was like, "Have I?" And she was like, "Briony, we used to do like dress up, as in do makeup with each other all the time. My mum used to work in TV and in the theatre, and she had a big makeup box of stuff. So she'd give it to me and be like, oh, here you go. It's, probably seriously out of date, but I loved it as a kid. It was like a little treasure chest. And we just used to play this game where we'd make each other up but not show each other's faces till the end. And it was one of the best games ever. So I was always keen on it, definitely. And
How did you get your first start?
so my first start actually probably happened when I was about 16. I wanted to do work experience, and I had a family friend who is a photographer, and my mum phoned him and said, look, do you know of any makeup artists? Like, my daughter wants to get into the makeup industry. So he gave a list of names and I called them. And one of them was a lady called Jackie Tyson, who's an amazing makeup artist. And she was actually doing the band Supergrass for Top of the Pops. And she was like, do you know what? You can come up, and you know the old Elstree Studios, BBC, where Top of the Pops was filmed. So I got to go there. It was amazing. So I kind of knew that after that, I was like, okay, this is definitely an industry I want to go into. So when I finished my degree, I literally called every single makeup artist that was on a film or shoot or anything at the time. And I basically then called Jackie back, and I was like, hi, I don't know if you remember me, but I've now finished my degree, and any time that you'd need someone, please let me know. And she was like, funnily enough, you should say that. She goes, I've actually got a job coming up called Band-Aid 20. That was my first ever job with her. And I walked in and there was like Bono, Sugar Babes, Will Young, Dizzy Rock, like every single massive artist that was I was like, oh my God. And I literally had to kind of go in and just help powder for like 2 days. And it was insane. And it was just an amazing experience. And then from then on, she kind of asked me to assist her, and then she got X Factor, and I basically did that with her for 6 years. So that's kind of how I got in. She's what I would call my mum of the makeup world. And
That was such a fantastic start. You've had a great career as a makeup artist so far. You've somehow managed to go from being a makeup artist also to presenting. How did you make that transition?
It was very I had no aspirations to be on television at all. It basically happened, funnily enough. I would step in for Patsy, who's been Holly's makeup artist for years and years and years. I obviously got to know Holly and Phil, and you do when you work on the show anyway. And they would just happen to be having a conversation about, wanting different beauty presenters. They were just like, how would you feel about doing it? When Holly and Phil are saying to you, would you do it? I was a bit like, sure, let them give me a call, And then that evening, one of the producers phoned me and said, look, how do you feel about doing this? Do you want to come in and do a little rehearsal and see what it's like? And it's also really daunting when you've got other makeup artists like yourself watching you and who are your friends. So, you kind of feel like you've got a duty to them as well. So, but it's really fun. I just, the nervous side of it still really gets to me. But I think as soon as you start talking about makeup, I kind of just get a bit in my own world. So
I know that you use our makeup. Which products do you like and what do you use?
Well, I was going to say, I actually asked you before, didn't I? I haven't got the glosses. I love that. I love the kind of, what's the red one called again?
Vivid Energy.
So that one I love over the top, because I love an orange lip. So that over the top of any kind of orangey red is amazing. But the other one I love,
Skinny Dip, which is the sort of glossy natural colour.
And I carry that in my set bag all the time, just because it's such a good gloss that if someone, even if I'm not making someone up, and they go, oh, have you got a colour? And you kind of don't want a colour, but you want that beautiful sheen. They're just so moisturising, your lip glosses. They're not tacky in the slightest. They really do keep their shine. And I love how hydrated your lips feel wearing them. But those two are my absolute favourites. Love. The translucent powder is amazing, even though it's quite scary because it looks white, and instantly I think people go, oh my God, I can't have that on my face. It's so good, and on any skin colour, which I think is genius. I love that. That's a staple in my set bag as well.
I'm so pleased to hear that.
I also really love your brushes. I think the powder one's so nice because it's not too wide. You know, sometimes when you get a powder brush, it's like it takes over your entire face. And I love the fact that it's slightly thinner, so you can kind of get in there with your bronzers, but also it's kind of got that lovely angle that you can get onto blushes and contour and everything.
Bryony, it's been so lovely talking to you, and I found it fascinating. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.